Joining us now, trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Marris. What a chilling case. The randomness, the brutalness of the attack, and the fact that these girls witnessed what they did. He admitted to it, apparently, according to police during the arrest, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get a guilty plea here.
Absolutely, Marnie. I expect that he'll likely plead not guilty. Keep in mind, this was his initial appearance. His bond has been revoked, which means he will remain behind bars pending his trial. And now he's been assigned a public defender. So this is the first time that he's going to have an attorney who's going to speak with him about his options moving forward. Even though we heard that he is admitted to the murders, it is likely that he will plead not guilty. Remember, in any case, there are multiple ways which a defendant can contest or challenge even a confession when they've been questioned by police. So it's not as easy as it sounds, and we're going to need more time to figure out what motivated this attack.
But if it comes to it and you have a jury trial, let's say in this case, how hard is it to put that genie back in the bottle if he admitted during arrest that he did it?
So if the confession is actually admissible at trial, that will be the critical question, Marnie, and that's going to depend on a whole host of factors. Was he read his Miranda rights? Was the confession voluntary? Was the admission voluntary? Was there a misunderstanding? Was there a mental health issue? All of those things would be analyzed in order to potentially contest the admissibility of a statement. But if the statement does come in, then it is really, really challenging for any defendant to get around that if there is a confession. Really, right after he's apprehended, it took 4 days to get him behind bars. But if it were to come into the trial, it's a very, very steep hill to climb for a defendant to overcome it.
Let's talk about the evidence in this case. So police and prosecutors, Misty, right now are trying to build a case against him. I'm hearing DNA at the crime scene, including potentially his hair, will be a critical factor in all of this. What stands out to you about the evidence they appear to have?
So a couple of things. I'm hearing DNA evidence, just as you said, Marnie, that there is a match on the DNA. So forensics is going to be key. Also, remember the reason that he was found at this hair salon. It's because he was driving a car that law enforcement was looking for. So that vehicle, we know how this will play out. They're going to be looking for that vehicle on all sorts of other video tape that they can find, whether it be CCTV, Nest cameras, whatever it might be, to track his path, both going to Devil's Den as well as everything that happened after. So the vehicle is going to be critical. And then keep in mind, this is horrific and terrible, but the two young girls provided what has been reported a very detailed description of the assailant who killed their parents. So that is also going to be eyewitness testimony. And then, Marnie, there's other people. That's a really popular trail. To the extent others maybe saw him that day, they're going to be putting together a timeline relating to every move he made that day and after.
And the one thing that makes this case even more chilling and unusual is his background as a teacher, working with elementary school kids. He was a 5th grade teacher. How far back do they go talking to parents of kids in his former classrooms? I mean, there's a lot of investigative avenues that prosecutors can go down.
Marnie, that gave me chills to hear that he was actually going to be starting as a teacher in the upcoming school year, knowing what we know now. And again, he's innocent until proven guilty, of course, but the facts of this case are just so horrific. They'll go back deep. They will go back deep. They will go back as far as they need to look at any records relating to any kind of misconduct, any issues that he's had in the past. That investigation will go back to any prior criminal history and any prior interactions that would have potentially been something that would be a pattern or practice or criminality. Now, what we know is the school has said there was nothing in a background check that would ring alarm bells from the perspective of his hiring. That to me means there's likely no criminal record. There's likely nothing on the books. So we'll have to see what law enforcement turns up when they do that deep dive.
Yeah, what a wild and scary case. Misty, thanks as always.
Thank you.